From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News for this Friday. Good to be with you. I'm Don Hudson. Let's get right to our top story. We continue to follow a tragic plane crash that took the life of the pilot and sent ripples not only in the Billings area where it happened, but also across Montana. Longtime Yellowstone County Commissioner Don Osland died after a single-engine plane crashed just outside of the city. Osland, the only occupant, was piloting his Cessna 172K Skyhawk when it went down about 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. That crash happening on private property in the 6100 block of Blue Creek Road. That location is not far from a private turf runway, which is owned by Osland. The plane did catch fire after hitting some power lines, but those flames were quickly extinguished. As of now, it's not known exactly what caused that crash. Osland, of course, a well-known figure in Montana politics and was one of the longest-serving county commissioners in Yellowstone County. His death being felt by many across Billings and Montana, especially by those who worked beside him for many years. MTN's David J. has more on how Osland is being remembered.
John Osland was 73 when he died in the crash and is survived by his wife and 5 grown children and their families.
I feel bad for Christy and the whole family. It's a tragedy, and the whole community will our condolences go out to her.
Bill Kennedy, a former commissioner and current Billings City Councilman, served with Osland as a commissioner, and one of their constituents said that you would see them enjoying coffee together when Kennedy had a shop on Grand Avenue.
His heart was always in the right way to get things done for the people in Yellowstone County. We used to travel to the senior centers and have lunch.
John Osland started as a county commissioner in 2002 when he was toward the end of his 4th term. Throughout those 2+ decades, he built a good rapport and earned respect from other commissioners.
You knew right away that you had a solid person that you were talking to. And if he agreed with you, that was great. If he didn't, he would still treat you cordially.
Jim Reno served with Osland on the commission for 13 years. Osland was deeply committed to public service and rural issues and previously served as the president of the Montana Association of Counties.
What I appreciate about John is he's well prepared.
John was about accomplishing things, and that's what I really respected and appreciated about him.
Retired Big Sky Economic Development Director Steve Arviskow worked with Osland for 16.5 years.
Our hearts and prayers are with his family. We love them. We loved John. And we're praying for them.
And Commissioner Mark Morse says, John was a great guy. He was my mentor. He taught me a lot. Good friend, good man. The first time I covered a story with John, he had won a county commissioner's race, and he was celebrating at Gussex. It was always pleasant to talk with him about stories. He'd always get back to us, even if he couldn't say anything. And at the end of interviews, he'd always say hello to your bride for me. Didn't have that personal relationship that a lot of other people had, but certainly did appreciate talking with him through the years. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Leaders from across the region reaching out to MTN News after learning about what happened. Billings Mayor Bill Cole expressing his condolences. He tells us, Ann and I were heartbroken to hear this news. I had the privilege of working with John for 20 years. He dedicated a lifetime to public service and will be greatly missed. Our prayers are with Christy and his family. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte sharing his thoughts this as well, saying that Susan and I join Yellowstone County in mourning the tragic loss of County Commissioner John Osland, who served his community for years. Please join us in praying for his loved ones during this difficult time. And the Chase Hawks Memorial Association, now that is a Montana-based nonprofit that helps families facing crisis with financial help. They also reached out saying Osland, quote, was our friend and a proud supporter of our events and our mission. They go on to say he never missed a rodeo. Thank you, John, for your dedication to our cause, your friendship, and support. In other news, crews are again putting off the search for the body of a missing hiker in the East Rosebud Creek area. The hiker was swept away by swift waters back on June 8th. Our Isabel Sparks has more on why it's becoming too dangerous right now for crews to continue their search.
A 23-year-old hiker went missing just over an hour outside of Red Lodge in East Rosebud Creek. But now, nearly 2 weeks later, search efforts are proving to be difficult and taxing for the community involved.
We go there to get away. We go there to find peace.
East Rosebud Creek is a sight to see for many. For hikers like Hunter Clark, it was a dream destination.
I saw a picture of it probably 10 years ago and I was like, I'm going to go hike there.
But historic flooding in 2022 changed it, taking out infrastructure like a bridge from the popular hike called the Beaten Path.
We actually ended up changing our hiking plan and hiked in from the west side of the Beaten Path because it was high water.
And that high water makes the creek near Rimrock Lake dangerous. And on June 8th, a 23-year-old male was swept into the rushing water and as of late Thursday is still missing.
Whenever you know that there has been a tragedy like this in an area, it gives you pause.
Multiple search efforts were immediately launched by Red Lodge Search and Rescue and the Carbon County Sheriff's Office.
The next day we were able to send out additional ground crews and our drone crew. Additionally, they were unable to find any sign of the hiker.
But according to Amy Highfield with Search and Rescue, the danger of the area makes these searches even harder. On Wednesday, a crew was flown into the area to resume the search, but that was brief.
You can hear just the power of the water. It's formidable. It's deceptively calm up at the lake, but then when you get to this cascade, it's just pouring down.
The search was called off. A stream height gauge that was installed will monitor the water levels and the weather. While recovery efforts will be resumed as soon as possible, it's a reminder to many outdoor enthusiasts to slow down and be cautious.
If you don't have a good gut feeling, don't do it. The mountains aren't going anywhere. There's plenty of time to go back and do something and plan and gain experience and learn how to do stuff safely if it's out of your ability level.
In Red Lodge, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Well, you can see on the Doppler we have showers and thunderstorms spread all across the area. I do want to point out that we do have some strong to possibly severe storms firing up down around Pryor. In fact, areas like Bridger, Joliet, Fromberg, Pryor, Edgar, Rockvale. We've got this storm about 21 miles east of Red Lodge moving northeast at about 30 miles an hour. Gust 50 to 55 miles an hour. Pea-size hail will be possible. We do have a threat of severe weather across the entire region today down in northern parts of Wyoming. Especially on the eastern side of the state, could get very, very rough. Look at that brown shaded area, an enhanced risk. What does this all mean, and will it carry over through the weekend? I'll let you know as we approach the first weekend of summer with the main forecast coming up.
Now it's time for today's leading look as we follow some of the other stories making headlines across the state of Montana. West of Helena, the Jericho Mountain fire growing in size Thursday, now pushing to more than 350 acres, and pre-evacuation warnings remain in effect for those nearby. That means residents along Rimini Road and all the feeder roads south of Bear Gulch Road should take steps to prepare to evacuate. The fire continues to creep towards Minnehaha Creek Road, a critical landmark in that area. If the fire, I should say, makes it all the way to that point, the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office is likely to start mandatory evacuations. The 250 people fighting the fire facing some tough conditions out there. You've got some thick grasses, steep terrain, and difficult access. The Jericho Mountain fire was sparked by lightning. It was first reported back on June 15th. In Gallatin County, a bizarre crime. A man in Three Forks is under arrest after one of the strangest bank robberies you'll probably ever hear about. It happened Wednesday afternoon. Police say the 59-year-old man, identified as Mark Gilbert, walked into a First Security bank and announced, "I'm declaring this a bank robbery." But he didn't demand a bunch of cash. He just wanted $1 single dollar. Police say Gilbert took that dollar, then placed it on another counter, and then asked the teller to call the police. He then sat on the front steps and waited for officers to arrive. A Gallatin County Sheriff's deputy noted in charging documents that the teller was emotionally upset and in fear of being harmed at the time that it all happened. When law enforcement made it to the scene, they again arrested Gilbert. He's now in custody at the Gallatin County Detention Center. And staying in Gallatin County, a foodborne illness by the name of Cryptosporidium is making its way around Bozeman. MTN's Cassidy Powers learns this illness is all due to one particular sandwich from one particular deli.
I'm I'm here at Fink's Deli, a popular sandwich shop located on the north side of Bozeman. But if you're a frequent flyer of this sandwich shop, then you're going to want to listen up, especially if you like their turkey sandwich. After I personally ate at Fink's about a month ago and got very sick, I thought it was worth looking into. I noticed on the Gallatin County Health Department's Restaurant Inspections Report page, Fink's had a complaint inspection on June 12th. 3 violations were found. I figured it was time to give the health department a call. In a statement, they were able to confirm the Gallatin City County Health Department is investigating a confirmed outbreak of cryptosporidiosis, or crypto, likely associated with consuming turkey sandwiches at Fink's Deli in Bozeman between May 26th and June 1st. Fink's menu states their turkey sandwich contains Havarti, sprouts, pickled red onions, and basil aioli. One of Fink's health violations from June 12th stated their cold time temperature control for safe food was not adequate, and they measured temperatures above 41 degrees Fahrenheit for items in the sandwich prep cooler. Items were sliced turkey, basil aioli, pickled onions, etc. that ranged in temperatures from 43 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. According to the health department, so far 22 people have tested positive for crypto, and 1 individual was hospitalized. Symptoms of crypto include frequent and watery diarrhea, stomach pain, nausea and vomiting, fever, weight loss, and dehydration. This illness is caused by a microscopic germ or parasite called Cryptosporidium. This parasite can live in water, food, soil, or on surfaces that have been contaminated with infected poop. I reached out to Fink's to see what they had to say. A summary of their statement explains, on June 12th, we were made aware by public health officials that people experiencing symptoms caused by the parasite crypto had reported dining at our facility. We have since been in full cooperation with the Gallatin County and State Health Department in an effort to determine the source of this reported contamination. We have been informed that at this juncture, there is no further risk to the public, and the health department was able to confirm there is no further risk. If you suspect you have crypto, the CDC states most people with healthy immune systems will recover from crypto without any treatment. But if your symptoms don't improve, contact your healthcare provider. In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.